Did 2021 just happen? Hello everyone. Yeah, it's been a month since I made a video and it's been a while. 2021 just happened and did it really happen? I didn't feel like it already happened. I don't even feel like it's already 2022. So first of all, Happy New Year. Happy New Year, everybody. Happy New Year. And I hope you had a wonderful vacation, Christmas, holiday, whatever you want to call it. Personally, I had a blast because last year was a bit of a downer because the weather was bad in our country at the time. So it wasn't really all that, merry, if you want to call it that way. The new year wasn't really that memorable because it was really cloudy and basically the weather was bad. So there wasn't any fireworks. But yeah, basically TLDR, last year's Christmas and New Year wasn't really that memorable. But this time around, thank God we had a good weather. So we ended up watching a bunch of fireworks. Everybody went in and then just dropped their fireworks, their beautiful fireworks in the sky last night, or at least by the time I'm making this video. And I hope you guys had a memorable New Year as well, and also Merry Christmas. That was very late, but you get the point. So today I just wanted to make this video to reflect on everything that happened in the game in Cardfight Vanguard and to me personally in this past year. The moment 2022 started, I immediately reflected on everything that happened in this past year. It was a lot. It was definitely a lot, especially at the start of January where Overdress was announced, right? Back in January 2021, they introduced the new format, which is now called Standard, and then the current Standard at the time was converted into V Premium, and then Premium stayed the same. You probably already know this already, but reflecting on it is quite something of an experience. And on the topic of that, I started to remember what happened in every single month. I initially thought of talking about what happened in every single month, but as I went through it one by one, it ended up just being a summary of what happened in every single format. So I decided to go with that. First of all, in January 2021, last year, Bushiroad introduced the third format for the game, which is now called Standard, or as most of us refer to as Overdress. It was very surprising, but I think some people already saw it coming given that V currently was in a bit of a weird state. I don't know if that's the main issue, but in the end, they introduced a new format to possibly fix some of the problems in the game. Obviously, at the start, it created some excitement and some chaos here and there. Maybe some of you watching right now initially participated on such things, while I was just standing on the side watching everything and just hoping that the whole thing goes well in the long run. And after a year of such thoughts, it really did. One thing that I remembered correctly that really stuck to me was the moment that they announced that they'll be converting the clans into nations. And that really got me excited personally because knowing the other Dark States clans or Dark Zone clans at the time, I was really interested in them and their playstyle. So incorporating them into the playstyle of Pale Moon was really, really exciting on my part. Then on the topic of product releases, Bushiroad dropped their cheapest trial decks ever. They started the trend of the Sanbyaku Sanju Sanyen start decks, which became a meme in the long run until now. Basically, anyone can play the game now because of how cheap they are. Moripi really did a fantastic job handling the whole situation. We immediately had high hopes for the game the moment he stepped onto the scene, and our hopes and expectations for the game going forward were granted. So knowing that I play Pale Moon, obviously I'm going for the Dark States trial deck, right? And in Dark States, they introduced Bruce. As I was looking through the cards and I was looking at the playstyle of the deck, to be honest, in the beginning, it really didn't click with me, and I guess till now because the playstyle really didn't fit with mine. So I ended up not playing the deck, but I did still pick up one because first of all, it was cheap. So there's no reason not to pick it up. Second is I was expecting that the cards inside that trial deck will still be used by the other ride lines. When the first set came out, DBT01, they introduced the supports for the trial decks along with other ride lines for each nation. In Dark States, they introduced Magnus, which is a very amazing ride line, and it is so far my favorite ride line out of all of them. The moment that I read the skill of Magnus on stream, I was like, yep, that's the deck for me. That's the deck for me. It had almost everything that I've wanted to play, which is first, a soul-based deck and multi-attack from soul. The fact that it's a mixture of Dark Irregulars and Pale Moon in a way, it's just everything that I've ever wanted. Because aside from Pale Moon, I also like Dark Irregulars, but I couldn't play it because currently I can't afford to play two clans in the same time. Basically, I was poor. Yeah, that's basically it. But in Overdress, with the introduction of Baramagnus, it's a whole different story. So I was really thankful that they designed Baramagnus the way he is. Also about the designs, I almost forgot about that. It's a really interesting design choice. Almost every single boss unit in the game right now in Overdress is designed in a way that it can really build up to something amazing in the long run. At first, it was really simple, well, obviously, because it's the beginning of the game. And in the long run, as more cards are released, the more interactions you can discover by playing the clan. And it did evolve into something amazing in set 4, which we'll talk about in the near future, so stay tuned for that. But yeah, going back to the designs, it's just amazing. The way they design the cards is just, it's just amazing. It's just amazing. I can't speak. It's just beautiful. It's just beautiful. Compared to how they designed cards in V Premium before, it really is 10 times more exciting. This is also one of the biggest things that I really like about Overdress right now is that when you invest in a single ride line, even just a single ride line, not just a nation, one ride line, you can expect your deck to get better and better every single set. It may not be like a very game-breaking addition to your deck, but it is most certainly going to be boosting your deck in a way. Sometimes just one card breaks the entire deck. Another thing is that the fact that you can expect to have supports in every single release is something amazing. It only happened this year. Last year it was it's just once a year, right? You can only expect to be supported once a year in a single clan. In the case before, if your support is not that good, it's not probably gonna be good after another year. So yeah, it's bad. It's kind of like the case in Harry. Not gonna lie, Harry, even though I really like the card, even though I like the mechanic, it's still bad. It's still not better than Silverthorns. And after the set dropped for your clan, next year they're gonna be releasing another boss unit that most likely will not synergize with your previous deck. Well, they will give you some rares and commons, or possibly give you some more supports, like in Silverthorn where they released Venus Lucier along with Harry, but sometimes they won't, which is bad. Going back to standard, we're now 4 sets in, at least in JP, but we're soon gonna be getting the DBT04 in February, so it's not that far off. And in set 4, it really did change a lot. In just 1 year, the format shaped into something amazing. I remember Solemn said this in his video before, that Overdress right now, the current state of the game or the format, became so much more enjoyable compared to how much V changed in a year before, which says a lot, by the way. And I would agree. The first year of Overdress is not comparable to the first year of V. And that's a fact. So yeah, overall, the product releases, the design of the cards is just overall very amazing. But even though the game was shaping up to be something amazing, it wasn't always positive. There were some bumps here and there throughout the journey that you guys probably already know. So far as I remember, there were overall 2 main issues in Overdress, as I remember. First one being the release of Leonard, and the second one is the introduction of the 3rd critical trigger. The Leonard issue became somewhat infamous because of how impactful the card came to be. I've made a video about this before, so if you want to check it out, I'll leave it in the description for you guys to see. But yeah, that's that. And then there was another issue with the 3rd critical trigger being released. The introduction of the 3rd critical trigger opens the game to a very aggressive state. Basically, with that release, players are now able to run 11 critical triggers in their deck, including the over trigger and the 4 heals. That makes the format very aggressive. As I remember, there was a Twitter post about it, Different Fight made a video about it. I didn't really put my finger on it because I don't really like talking about negative things that much. And at the time, I wasn't really that well informed about it, so I'm afraid of saying something inappropriate. So I held off on doing that. And I let the other content creators that knows more about it to present it to the public. And if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't know anything about this either. But yeah, after that, an emergency restriction happened where everybody is now only allowed to play 8 criticals inside the deck. At least for now. Is there a world where they unrestrict the critical triggers? Currently, I don't know what to say about it, but if they will lift this restriction, I will most likely just run 11 crits and greed on. But beyond that, I don't know. It's very debatable still, so you can leave your thoughts down in the comment section below. Another issue, besides from these 2 main issues that we had. Personally, what I'm really concerned about right now in standard is that the meta is very stagnant. It's not really changing. Besides from Bruce and Bastion, Loro was added to the mix, so it's 3 topping decks right now. And at one tournament that I entered, almost everybody ran Loro, which was... But in set 4, it's looking very promising. Overall, standard feels amazing right now because of how diverse the card pool becomes over time. It's very exciting because the more cards released, the more interactions you can discover, the more wacky decks you can try out. And basically, yeah, it's just very, very exciting. Now, let's go to another format, which is V. This year was the start of the clan selection or clan collection trend, which is basically in every single release, twice a year, every single clan is supported at once, which is honestly one of the most amazing things that happened this year. The moment that I realized that Nightmare Dolls and Tila were both released in the same year is just... I can't believe that we had 2 more new Pale Moon decks to play with. And I can't believe that Nightmare Dolls was supported this year. And I can't believe that Tila can be built in 3 different ways, which makes it 4 decks in 1 year. Bruh. It's just very amazing. Even though some of the cards is not really that strong enough to compete with the best decks at the moment, the fact that we're receiving 2 more decks every single year in V is a huge change. Especially with the card design that they have right now, which is very, very interesting. It's a lot more interactions now. It's a lot more wacky stuff. Even though it's not as good, it's still very, very exciting to play with. Unfortunately, every single clan selection or clan collection, not every clan is a winner, but still, you got supported in that specific year twice. So it's still a big change. I'm very, very excited for the clan selections this year. I hope I get to play Silver Thorns at least because I currently don't have Silver Thorn V. That's the only deck I'm missing in V. I hope I can get one soon. If not, I just hope that Lucky Reverse will be generic or can be built on her own. With the mixture of the cards that I have right now, maybe I can do something about it. Maybe a budget version would be nice, huh? If that can happen, I'll gladly show it to you guys. Heal Guardians were a thing. Heal Guardians are amazing. It's just overall positive things. But I'll save my thoughts about it in a different video. I have something planned for it. BRO happened, by the way. Sheesh. It's an amazing event. Talking about BRO, it wasn't really a great experience on my part because there were a lot of things that happened besides from the games, and there wasn't really like internet issues or anything bad. It's just something that I couldn't control, which ended up being a bad experience on my part. I participated in both AO and EU. In AO, I went 2-2, and in EU, I dropped after 1 game because electricity issues happened, which again, I couldn't control. I will still share my deck list. I went with Nightmare Dolls, and I would like to share what happened to Nightmare Dolls after the Heal Guardians release. And aside from my latest Nightmare Doll deck profile in V, I would also like to share the 2 other variants of Tila. Currently, I'm playing with one of them, and the other is already done. I already played it in a tournament and went 3rd place with it, but sadly, I couldn't deck profile it soon. I will still show it to you guys, so look forward to that. Let's move to Premium. So Premium is it's something. In Premium, we had the biggest ban list ever, so that was something. It basically destroyed the entire format in a good way. All the problematic decks were gone, and the format became open to anything. Literally anything. And during BRO, when the premium event happened, because it was the first event, the topping deck, or considered as the best deck at the time, was Nightmare Dolls, which is like very exciting on my part because it's your boy. I love Nightmare Dolls. I love Nightmare Dolls. I love the deck to death. There's not much to talk about the deck, honestly. Solemn and the other content creators already made their thoughts about it. But yeah, overall, it's just Nightmare Doll's best deck, I guess. But personally, it kinda took a toll in me. I'm a type of person that doesn't feel good playing a meta deck. Like whenever I play a meta deck, I feel like I'm bullying my opponent. Even though it's not guaranteed that you'll win, just the fact that I was playing the best deck in the format, as they say, I already feel bad playing it. Is it just me? Am I the only one like this? Maybe I'll try to change my mindset about it and just think that you're playing your favorite deck so you don't have to feel bad about it. Maybe I'll just think of it that way. So yeah, that's overall what happened in 2021. Overall, it's just mostly standard. Overdress is the thing last year and it still keep on going. Premium was arguably the second thing, or it is on par with standard. Personally, I think that standard was the thing last year, and then premium was the second after the ban list, and then V is the third one, or it's on par with premium. I don't know. It depends on the person, I think. Overall, looking back, it's been an amazing year for Vanguard. A lot of things happened, a lot of ups and downs, but overall, what we can take out of everything that happened in the past year is that the game feels promising again after a long time. I've never had this much fun playing the game ever since I started playing it again, and I'm just really glad and honored that I got to experience the beginning of Standard and experience the hype of clan selection and clan collection, the open format of Premium. After everything that happened, it really feels promising now. And I'm just hoping that you guys also feel the same, because even though I see a lot of complaints, a lot of sad things that are being said on social media, especially on Facebook, sometimes on Discord, it's okay to share your worries about the game, because I do that as well. But also consider the side of the developers of the game. What I always have in mind is that they do stuff for a reason. They're not the same as 2 years ago or 3 years ago. A lot has changed, and overall it's all positive changes. The game feels exciting again after so long. It's more approachable now more than ever. It's fairly easier and cheaper now to get into, and the company is now more open to the public more than ever. I am very, very thankful for all the changes that happened in the past year, and I hope we can all get better from here. So it's time for me to ask you guys, how was your past year playing Cardfight Vanguard? Do share your stories in the comment section, because I would really love to read them. Also, thank you so much for everything in the past year. It's actually been an amazing year for the channel. We grew a lot of subscribers, and we're nearly reaching 900 subs and hopefully getting to 1,000 very, very soon. When we reach it, we'll do another Q&A, which will be held in our Discord and will be made into a video. So if you haven't been in our Discord yet, everything is in the description, so see you there. All the best for us in 2022. Thank you again, everyone, for everything, and I'll see you guys next time.